Hello and welcome back to the Sunshine Dilemma. I am Sunny and this is Conrad Stevenson's Paranormal PI. We're going to hit the church on Spruce Street and we're going to look at this email here. And I did find some other information. Let me show you real quick here in the wiki. All of this stuff. So I have literally just sat here and studied like it was freaking homework and took notes, and we're just going to read this email and then dive in and we'll talk about stuff as we go because I have notes. Dear, there's no dear. Sorry. Mr. Conrad Stevenson, I'm writing to you from the Congregational Church on Spruce Street. As you may already know, our church has developed quite a reputation for paranormal activity. Parish members have long recounted stories of spirits haunting the church and the surrounding grounds. I myself have heard countless rumors of shadows and apparition sightings throughout the grounds, and I've even seen candles and lights flicker on and off without manipulation. From what I have gathered, all accounts point to a sinister cast of spirits haunting our property. There have been rumors of a lost reverend, a pair of red eyes glaring from the shadows, an elusive woman in white who resides in the crypts, an apparition only known as Mr. Sagerstein, an unholy cult in the woods, and a resentful angel of the mausoleum. Word of these hauntings has long tarnished our church's reputation, but I've decided to take it upon myself to rebuild our humble holy image. I would like to welcome you to investigate our church and the associated grounds to determine if these stories have any merit to them. Normally, I would never turn to a source outside of the church, but I've heard much about your work and think you may be our best hope. Okay, well, anyway, he doesn't want us to show up during the day, come after nightfall, refrain from Saturday nights. Okay, so we are. All right, we'll take notes. Can we, what are we, no, I don't want that. I want this. There we go. How do I get this? There we go. Okay, and then, no. Archives? What is this? This is the Sagerstein. Oh, we might be able to get some of his stuff. The church. Okay, that's all that we have for notes on this. Wiki, we can get stuff from this stuff too. So the church, investigate the church. Maybe cemetery. Oh, actually, no. Groundskeeper. We'll take this one. And, yeah, maybe we'll take this. Okay. So that's what we'll go in to look at. We're going to look at the main church first. And then we'll try to find the Sagerstein groundskeeper's house. Oh, it looks ominous, doesn't it? I'm scared. If you knew about some of the lore that I just read about, you'd be scared too. And we're going to talk about all that when we get loaded in here.
What an incredible opportunity to investigate this location at night. There's quite a history here pertaining to the paranormal. I'm very grateful Pastor Rogers reached out, although I'm not sure what he'll think if I find some evidence. Regardless, Pastor Rogers was concerned enough about what he and his parish members have seen to reach out. I'm sure I'll be able to find enough evidence to support their claims and put their minds at ease.
Okay. So let's get our equipment stuff. And I don't know how well this is going to go, but we're going to do our best here. Okay. We'll take that and that. And then that and that. Okay, so the first place we are going to head is the church. This is the Spruce Street Church. Hold on. Okay. And This church was built with construction finalized in 1763, and it forced families to confront their religious differences. So, when somebody's faith didn't exactly align with somebody else's faith, oh, we found lore already. Wow. Okay, a sermon on the death of that virtuous Pafter Jacob Johnson. Okay. It forced, excuse me, it forced families, whoops, to identify their religious differences. And if people were not aligned with their families, they were basically outcast. Why does that look like orbs? Doesn't it? It looks like orbs. So, and then the War for Independence broke out. Hello? Hello? Is that me? Oh. The bell wasn't, I mean, the picture was an accident. I was just trying to ring the bell. Did you see that?
Wow. I took a photo of a ghost.
Whoa. I barely saw a movement and was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so after the War for Independence broke out, it completely broke down the supply chain for the town. And then to salvage the town, many moved south. And this migration exacerbated the strain of those who stayed. Is there movement up there? I thought I saw movement. Maybe not. Oh, Admiral, I think you're right. She, my friend Admiral, she made a comment about being near vents and stuff.
These temperature
Yeah,
fluctuations appear to be normal.
And that is a very good point that I have not pointed out. So thank you for bringing that up. Yes, this game is very much like that. If you are near a vent or something, much like if you are near an outlet with the EMF reader, if you are near an air vent or something with the thermometer, you could possibly pick up cold drafts. Yes. Okay. There's a ghost. No, I missed it. I couldn't get the shit. Did you see him? Did you see him down there? That was cool. I should get down there. I bet you that's the Reverend that Hafter Jacob Johnson, or whatever his name was. I'm a little worried something's going to come in behind me. So then as we move to another area of the map, we'll talk about other things. The next thing we're going to go and look at is possibly the cemetery. So there are different areas of this map. This is the church building. Then there's the cemetery, the mausoleum, the crypts, The woods and the groundskeeper's cabin. So this place is just riddled with ghosts, apparently. Whoa, did you see that? Those just came on. The candles. They just were lit or whatever. You know what I mean. They came on. You get it. So there's some stuff in this map that is creepy AF. I don't even... It's terrifying. Ooh.
Nothing paranormal about these EMF
What do you
readings.
mean? That's not electric. Oh, that's how we turn them off? We just blow them out. Nice. Oh. Hello? Okay, what did we... Oh, profound evidence already. Okay. Reverend seen in church. Okay, so we'll go see the... Let's maybe go try the cemetery? And then Sigerstein's groundskeeper's house. Or whatever. Can we go out this door? Ah! Oh, look at that. We sure can. Okay. Yo, this is spooky. I don't like it. Man. Remember the good old days when I was just scared of basements? Why can't I go in here? It's over here. What is this down here? Area closed from sunset to sunrise. I should not be here then, that's for sure. Okay, so this might be part of the cemetery? Or this might be the mausoleum. Is this the mausoleum? Let's go see. I think this is the mausoleum, so as long as we're here... Are there lights, for God's sake? What is wrong with this place? Here we go. Let's turn on some lights. And we can talk about this place as long as we're here. So, moving into the 20th century, a man named Pierre Lefebvre, it's French. I can't speak French, so I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. But that man, oh, look at the little bear. That's cute. Aw. That man was commissioned to build the mausoleum. And I am assuming this is that place. It was completed in 1895. What? I was not ready for that. It's too late. I don't know. Okay, we'll just stand here and talk. It was completed in 1895, and it caused controversy to arise among the different classes of people, because it was said that anybody who could afford to be buried here could be, but then some townspeople were unwilling to have the poorer classes be buried here, even if they could swing the payment. So this started leading to property damage and defacement here. And this was not at all what the Pierre guy wanted. And it is actually he and his wife who are entombed here. in these white marble sarcophaguses. Um, he ended up deeply ashamed by what happened with the division of classes and stuff with the construction of this, and he didn't want anything to do with this because he thought it ruined his reputation. And but he and his wife were both tragically killed in a carriage accident, and they didn't have any children, and nobody knew their next of kin. So the townspeople took it upon themselves to bury him in the place that he ended up not liking at all. Um, Eventually, there was a compromise in 1905. This is going back a few years before he died. Yeah, because they passed in 1908. Whoops, sorry. And in 1905, there was a compromise when some more land was bought outside that the gardens, and they became tombs. And then whoever could afford to be buried there, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Whoever could afford to be buried there was allowed to be buried there. And I don't think that's here. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I don't think it's these up here. I think it's more like in here. This is where I'm thinking that is. And I believe these are called the crypts here, which leads us to another piece of church history. In 1910, the cemetery director purchased land south of the mausoleum. So I believe that was the mausoleum, and this is the land south of it. And it is technically not a crypt, but it was a term used over time to describe the area so that people knew what was being spoken about as far as an area. And there is a ghost somewhere in this area that is seen. And I'm not sure where. Do I hear anything? But the murdered body of a woman was found in the late 1940s. And it is believed that it is her spirit that is wandering the grounds. And there's also somebody that is called Young Timothy, and they are rumored to be connected somehow. So I wonder if it was possibly her son or something of that nature. I don't know. We need to find more lore about it, though, first. Okay. And then... Okay. The crypt, the earliest reports of paranormal activity regarding the crypts is the reference to something called red eyes. And it developed out of native folklore and was originally documented by the original colonists in this area. And there are shadows observed wandering on the road between the crypts and the woods. So I believe that is out here. And this is where red eyes is supposed to be seen. And that is one of the things that I'm scared of. I don't want to see that. Of course, these might be crypts too. I don't know. Okay, and I can't see anything. Oh, it's just a sign. I thought that was maybe somebody standing there, but okay. Well, so somewhere, and I don't know where Sigerstein's groundskeeper house is. but we'll find it, I'm sure, eventually here. Okay, so over here in the woods is the other thing that I'm afraid of. There is. So the natives in this area long told stories about a malevolent spirit that is capable of possession of those who are in danger. I would assume like mortal danger. And when it is desperate for survival, the Wintakawa may seek these unfortunate souls to take advantage of their misfortune. So, and when that happens, and this person becomes possessed, the possessed flees to the woods, transforms to a monster. Its heart turns to ice, and a foul stench follows him wherever he goes. So they really turn into a pleasant being, I guess. So I don't want that to happen to Conrad here. Okay, and then there's a little more on that, if I can find it. My notes are all messed up now. So it is said that these creatures roam the woods and caves, and they lure people with screams and pleas for help. And over time, cultures and stories have mixed, and retellings of the tale talk of a man with a skull and antlers of a deer. And one man named Joseph Edwards investigated and reported back, quote, a hideous buck stalking men in the woods, unquote. So yeah, just a real face you can love, I guess. All right. And then the only other thing. Nope. I lied. There's two more things. Okay. So the cemetery, if we find that, the original settlements were destroyed during the native raids in the late 17th century here, and the townsfolk migrated across the river and north to higher ground, which secured them a more defensible position against the natives who lived in the area. And then as the death toll rose, the bodies were lost under what is now the cemetery. So there are bodies buried there, but not in the same sense that one buries bodies in a cemetery. I'm gonna regret this, I bet. What is this? What is this? What the hell is this? Like a big garage. This is it. I think this is the picture that I saw of the Segerstein settlement. Okay, I gotta find those notes. Where are my notes? Okay, this shack is something about 150 years old. It was owned by the Segerstein family, who took care of the church and the grounds, and they dug graves. And then in the 1950s, the church decided to use a local contractor or a local company to be contracted rather than pay a family year-round to live here and take care of everything. So then the shack was declared a historical site, and the church started charging admission. So there you go. That is the rundown of all of the history. I didn't want to load into the game and then sit there and read all that wall of text when we could be like walking around looking at stuff. Editing Sunny popping in here. I hope you enjoyed the little tour walking around the grounds. I ended up playing for a while and I did get some footage. But I think this might be a good place to just end this video, and that way it gives something to refer back to if you need a refresher on any of the lore, because I think this church map is going to take us quite a while to get taken care of. I'm going to do my best to try to just focus on a couple of ghosts at a time, I think. And if we get more, then we get more, and then I'll try to make a video at the end where we release them all. So that's the plan for now. Subject to change, of course. But if you made it through the video, thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video, which is going to be very, very soon. I'm addicted to this game. Bye.